At our meeting, and Costco is sitting up in the back for membership cards, and they're going to show you what they have to offer for you. So you all just go on, move on what I need to do. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year's to everyone. Happy New Year's. So this is Fort Lincoln Civic Association monthly meeting, and we're meeting tonight, January the 17th, 2013. It's now 6:30, and we're going to get started with our meeting. First, we're going to have a moment of silence. You may remain seated to bow your heads. Amen. Amen. So next will be the roll call of the board. So when I call your name, you can say here. Our president. Lily Griffin, here, that's me. Mary Honeyblue from Summit Village. Yeah. Bernadette White, Pineview Court. She's ill tonight, so she couldn't make it. And David Hawkins from Washington Overlook, he resigned, and no replacement for him yet. And Bernice Green from the Wesley House. Bernice Green. Here. Rose Blunt, she's going to give her resignation because she's ill. She's not able to attend the meetings, and Ms. Mildred Burgess is going to fill in for her. She's going to be sworn in that position. Queen Brown, Washington, Vicksburg Apartments. Jason Peterson, Javin Crossing.
Javin.
There he is now, Javin.
Oh, okay. Javin.
Javin.
Oh, okay. Hattie Pierce, Hillside 2 Condo. Here. Zelia Diggs, Mapleview. Present. Lydell Smith, Vicksburg Apartments.
Gettysburg.
Oh, Gettysburg. I'm sorry. He ain't here. Lamar Barnes, Village at Dakota Crossing.
Here.
Joseph Weatherspoon from the Vicksburg Apartment. Petersburg Apartment. I'm sorry. He's resigning due to illness, and Tallulah Gilliam will fill that vacancy.
She will be nominated.
Oh, okay. She's nominated to fill that position, so she gets sworn in tonight. Okay, I'm just going to give an overview of the agenda tonight. We're going to have a report on the ANC becoming a member of the board. And we're going to next approve the minutes from last meeting of December the 20th, 2012. And then nomination for vote on new and replacement board members. And that's done by the nominating committee. Nomination vote on board secretary. Nomination and vote on vice president. Then we're going to have we're going to do some photographs of the new board members. They just line up behind the members that sit in and have your picture taken. Then report on anticipated expenses and expected revenue for 2013 and vote on proposed budget for 2013. 2013. And then anybody that have to leave after the board meeting may leave, or some people may need to leave early, so they have other engagements or have to get up early to go to work tomorrow. So they can do so after the board meeting. And then we're gonna have the panel discussion. It's gonna be on public safety in the community due to the shopping center that's coming, the mega shopping center that's coming, and Costco is already here. It's gonna bring in a lot of people, it's gonna bring in a lot of traffic, and probably bring with it a lot of crime. So that's what the discussion is about tonight on the panel. And then we're gonna have a new business and announcement, and then a report of crime from 50. So you can save your questions and comments and criticism and announcement until we get to the new business. Okay, so next on the agenda is a report of invitation to our Commissioner Jacqueline Manning to join the Fort Lincoln Civic Association Board. She called me about a couple of weeks ago and said it was a conflict of her being a member of the board, and our bylaws do say that the ANC commissioner can be a member on the board. They're non-voting member on the board, but they can, be in discussion, and if there's a conflict, they can always dismiss themselves until that conflict is discussed. Resolved until, it's being discussed, on the board. They can just leave and come back after it's all over with. So she said it was a conflict, and she had to talk to her boss, and I haven't heard any more. So she's supposed to be here tonight, but I don't see her as yet. The next on the agenda is approval of the minutes from December the 20th, 2012. And I assume that all the board members have read the minutes. And if they find any corrections, so someone can make a motion that the minutes be approved as read with corrections as necessary. Motion?
Motion.
It's been moved and seconded that the minutes of last meeting of December the 20th, 2012 be approved as read with necessary corrections. Next on the agenda is nomination voted on new replacement of board members, and that's the nominating committee.
And good afternoon. My name is Roy Pearson. I'm the chair of the nominations committee, which has been quite active in recent months. But we're approaching 100% occupancy on our board. And in two cases tonight, I'm nominating replacement for board members who, for reasons of illness primarily, had to resign. So I have to make a preliminary inquiry. Those two persons brought in as a resignation with them. Otherwise, I will nominate them and vote on them contingent on our receiving letters of resignation from the person that they are being nominated to replace. I take it we don't have letters of resignation. She was sent to you.
She didn't send it by me, but she said she's going to email you.
Oh, okay. All right. Like I said, we'll just nominate and vote subject to receipt of the resignation from the two persons they will be replacing. Okay. So first, I'm very pleased with all three nominees. this is, I don't think we can have better representatives of their respective housing clusters. In fact, in most cases, they come blessed by the housing clusters by holding office in either their homeowners associations, board of directors, or on the an office in the tenants association for the buildings that they represent. First, I'd like to nominate Moody Burgess. She is the nominee to represent the Fort Lincoln Senior Building at 2855 Lindenberg Road Northeast. She is the vice president of the tenants of the resident council at the Fort Lincoln Senior Building, and she works closely with Rose Blunt, who was a president, who was a former occupant of this position, who was dealing with very serious illness. Ms. Burgess has a long history of involvement both in her tenant association and in the District of Columbia, and I invite her at this time to briefly summarize her background in the District of Columbia and her involvement with 2855.
First of all, I'd like to say good evening to everyone, and I think it's a privilege for me to be nominated to be on this board. I haven't done much here in the city of Washington, D.C. Mainly I'm from Pennsylvania, and I've been an activist. I've done a lot of, I've spoken before the Federal Drug Administration to get a lot of drugs for people who are diabetics. And since moving here to D.C., I have been on the board of Rachel's Homeless Women's Center. I have worked and moved to 2855. I've been living there now for 7 years, where I started out on their resident council as a secretary, then I went to the treasurer, and now I am vice president. And as my role has expanded, I do a lot of intermingling with people to help solve some of their problems. Some of them are sort of kind of illiterate, they can't write. I fill out their, rent receipts and stuff, and help them get to the various organizations that they need to get to. I also was implemented the process of the food stamp people coming every third Friday in the month. I'm also a volunteer for Seaberry and for their luncheon that takes place every day from 11 to 2. And I'm just a busybody at heart, and I like people. And I hope that you will accept me as one of your members. Beg your pardon?
I have a question. What is Seaberry?
Seaberry is connected to the Catholic Charities, which feeds the hungry, and hot meals. It makes you get a hot meal every day. Like, you know, in our senior buildings, they serve lunch, hot lunch every day. They send, you know, different people from different organizations come in with health problems to help the people with their health and all the little things that they need. It's a good place, you know, people to work for. It's from the Department of Agency. Thank you.
Can I tell you what the award fund for that agency is? Seaberry is the lead agency in Ward 5 for all senior affairs programs. They are responsible for all the programs. It's run through Dr. Thompson's office, Department of Aging.
Right.
And if you're a senior, you need to get your transportation card, the senior card, discount card, Metro card. That's where you go to Seaberry. If you if you have a problem with any senior problem, you go to Seaberry. It's out there on Monroe. I think, to me personally, I think it's a country club. But they are responsible for all,
yes, they are.
all senior program, within Ward 5.
Right.
Actually,
Everyone
Mr.
is-
Ann Wicker is the president of the Wesley House Tennis Association. I overlooked acknowledging also that Nora Faison, past president of the Fort Lincoln Civic Association, who guided it through some very rough waters, is also in the audience in the brown coat. Ms. Faison.
And also, I also given plenty testimony down in front of the city council members to help them keep the meals program through Seabury going. Seabury, S-E-A-B-U-R-Y.
Very close to Rhode Island and Vermont Road.
S-E-A. Yes, Berry, B-U-R-Y.
Ms. Kirk, would you be willing to work on any of the,
I don't know anything else to do but work hard. I've worked hard all my life, doing a lot of things that you would get tired of hearing me talk if I tell you everything I have done.
It's on Newton Street, on this 2900 Newton Street, the director here. I'm not supposed to be talking to you.
Yes. I can't remember all of this stuff. And I mean, Seabury's a good people to work with. They are. I mean, I don't work, I volunteer, don't get me wrong, I volunteer my services. And they in turn ask me to do a lot, and I try to do whatever they ask me
If you need transportation to the doctor, they only go to the doctors
to
at
do.
the
That's all,
hospital.
yes. Hospital.
Only to the doctors and to
But
the
they,
hospitals.
but they do also have a program where as you buy coupons, you spend, let's say, $12, and they give you coupons to use taxi to go any place else that you want to go.
Maybe you could invite Ms. Cordelon to one of the meetings. because
Yes,
they
Ms.
all-
Cordelon, yeah,
Ms.
that would be
Cordelon
nice.
is the director. You should invite her to one of the meetings and they'll be able to tell you all the program that's available. Because unless you know personally, like Seabury, the average senior do not know about this program. There's so many transportation programs they present. There's a cab program. You buy coupons. And call and ride. And let's say that you need a cab urgently, you use your coupon. And the coupons are discounted, so the cab fare is at a discount rate. But again, all that information comes out of Seabury.
Let
And
me get to the second nomination, and that is for the Petersburg Apartments located at 3298 Fort Lincoln Drive, Northeast. And Joseph Witherspoon, the saxophonist, the jazz saxophonist, was their representative until he recently dealt with health challenges. Very pleased that Tallulah Gilliam, who's the treasurer of the resident council at 3298 Petersburg Apartments, and also a third floor captain there, and she's lived at the Petersburg for now going on 11 years, isn't it? Now going on 11 years. And so I'm just delighted to allow her to introduce herself further to the board.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tallulah Gilliam, and as he said, I live in 3298. And Mr. Witherspoon asked me about filling in for him, and he told me a lot of things that he saw me do around the building. So be careful what you do when you're out, but you never know who's watching you. And I've been there, and I'm trying to, do whatever I could. We were having trouble with traffic coming down there, and two of the guys and we got a petition together, and so that they could put no parking signs on that side, so you wouldn't come down on that side. They were parking big SUVs there. We had a man get killed out there. We got to go back to the drawing board again with this Costco business, but I do whatever I can, and I too was manager for almost 7 years for Seabury, so was not, because I promised myself, that's how I met her. And as she said, Seabury was a good company to work for if there was a problem. Don Paul, when she taken over, would be right there to support her employees. And we have a good resident manager, and I have our Vice President, Doris Burrell. Doris, raise your hand. Raise your hand. She's our Vice President of our Resident Council, and she just taken office in January. So we are looking forward to a good gathering of our officers and staff, and you know, I do what I can in the building because I've had people to help me along the way. So now is the time I feel like to give back.
Questions from the board?
Well, do you want to work on any of the committees? That, on the committees, we have a lot of committees that need people to work on. Some need.
Well, right now, I'm kind of tired of input, you know, in our building. You know, there's some things going on there, and, you know, the new resident council is trying to get these things ironed out. So, you know, when that's taken care of, I will let you know. I'll present myself that I'm available. Okay.
And the third nominee to the immediate south, 3298 Fort Lincoln Drive, representing Dakota Crossing, is, and if we use titles, it would be Major Javen C. Peterson, who is on the board of the Homeowners Association at Dakota Crossing. So he comes with their blessings to represent them. In fact, he's an at-large member, and one of his responsibilities as an at-large member of the Homeowners Association Board of Directors is to represent them with other entities like the Fort Lincoln Civic Association. And so he stepped up to the plate despite a very demanding schedule. He is, like I said, a major in the United States Air Force, active duty, flying all over the world, carrying, escorting the president and other members of the cabinet, etc. This man is highly tested. He's also a native of Chicago, and as am I. So we have some striking similarities in our background. In addition to his being nominated for the Air Force Academy by the same congresswoman I work for, even though we're something like 25 years apart. So he, you know, I can't endorse him hardly enough. So I'll give him an opportunity to speak to the board and the board to ask him questions.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, that kind introduction. Yeah, my name is Javen Peterson, and I'm from Dakota Crossing. As Mr. Pearson said, I'm an Air Force, active duty Air Force officer. I'm a major at Andrews Air Force Base, where I'm a pilot and fly Lear jets there now, and flew KC-135s, which is an air refueling tanker around the world and in combat and in peacetime support of our ongoing operations. That's the professional side of my life. On the civic volunteer side of my life, I've been active in virtually every community I've lived in. From the time I was a child growing up in Chicago as a Boy Scout with my youth group and as an Eagle Scout. And then I went on to the Air Force Academy, where I've participated in events with our community, whether it be Big Brothers, Big Sisters, or other events through the church, or Campus Crusade for Christ, which was a collegiate organization that I was a member of. From there, commissioned into the Air Force, went to pilot training, and was again found it important to give back to the community, so became involved in additional civic associations and helped organize a volunteer organization with my pilot training class where we did things to building and restoring jungle gyms outside churches, to providing meals to the needy, to doing highway cleanup projects, and continue that effort when I got to my first duty station in Tampa, Florida. Again, just trying to give back to the community, digging in, doing very much of the same work there. And then also when I moved to England prior to coming here to Andrews. We've been at Dakota Crossing probably for it'll be 3 years in April. And thought it'd be a good idea and wanted to not only continue civic service through the volunteer efforts that I've done with the church, where I'm a member in Alexandria, but also in my local community where I reside. And so I went to join the Homeowners Association, and it's been an outstanding opportunity to really just meet not only my neighbors there and work and better our community, but to find out about organizations like the Fort Lincoln Civic Association, where I'm able to meet and work with folks who are not just immediately in Dakota Crossing, but for sort of the greater good of Fort Lincoln as a whole. So I'm excited to be here. Ma'am, I know you're probably going to ask about the ability to serve on committees. I have strengths that I hope that I can bring to any committees that you have. I'll also be honest, if there's a committee that I don't think that I'll either, one, be able to give you the full-time commitment to my time schedule, or two, where I just don't have that expertise. I'll be honest with you about that so that it won't waste your time. You're looking for somebody to fill that proper role. So with that, thank you for the opportunity, and I hope to gain your support.
If there are questions from the board, we're behind schedule, so if there are no questions, I would then submit formally to the board the nominations of Logan Burgess as representative of Fort Lincoln Senior Building, Camilla Gilliam for the Petersburg Apartments, and Jacqueline Peterson for Dakota Crossing. I ask the board favorable vote. Ms. Griffin? We're now submitting the nominations and asking for a vote.
What is in it?
Asking for a vote on the nominations.
We're nominating to be the board members, right?
Right.
Someone make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
I second the motion. It's been moved and seconded that all three of those nominations will come board members of our board. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Now, we have a message from council
You're
members.
invited to join members of the board to take your name tags and join them. We're going to use this for the campus session.
He's on the play. Next on the agenda, secretary. Board members on board with us, and we look forward to working with them and them working with us. Next is the nomination for secretary on the board. We don't have a secretary. So Ms. Green has volunteered to be our secretary. She said temporarily. So I mean, that is a hard position to fill.
I'll try.
Well, that's good. Do your best. That's all you can do. Yeah, we don't have to. So, someone make the motion for this, hello down there.
Oh, okay.
We need a motion for Ms. Bernice Green to be our secretary. for 2013 until election. Ms. Green?
Testing.
I'll motion no.
You the one make the motion?
I'll motion no, like the screen secretary. I second.
A second. It's been moved and second that Ms. Bernice Green will be our board secretary for the year of 2013. All in favor? All opposed? And next is the vice president. And Ms. Mary Honeyfield has volunteered to be our vice president until election. Until May of the election this month. So I need a motion for that position.
Motion for Ms. Honeyfield to be the vice president. Second that.
It's been moved and seconded that Mary Honeyblue will be our vice president until election, May 2013. All in favor? All opposed? So next thing is the photograph of the new member of the board.
People stay here.